So again, as I said earlier, we're going to just start in a mini Shavasana on our backs. And again, any position that's good for you. And if it doesn't feel good on your back, flip over to your side, okay? We always say our back, but maybe a blanket or a pillow under the head. Marsha's getting that block underneath her sacrum, which gives us a nice supported bridge pose. You can lay out flat. Find your choice. And as you arrive here this morning, take a nice big stretch, maybe with the upper body from the belly button up, just to take the arms overhead and just kind of scooch around a little bit. If your knees are resting on each other, the feet are flat, maybe you can take the feet out a little bit wider, which gives you some space in the low back. If you're taking that supported bridge pose, you want those feet to be parallel to each other, hip distance apart. The weight resting on your shoulders, not the back of your head and your neck. Good. So just all the housekeeping aside, let yourself land. Let yourself be heavy. Don't try to change your breath. Just notice the natural rhythmic breath that's in your body right now. And sometimes laying a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart helps. Instead of just visualizing the breath moving through us, you can feel the breath moving through you. The belly inflating, the chest deflating. Just a couple breaths. See where you're beginning this morning. In the invitation that we sent out this morning for Ganda Yoga, we had a quote from Brene Brown: to let go of who you think you're supposed to be and embrace who you are. So when we ask ourselves the question, who am I? Immediately, what comes up to you? Who am I? I'm a mother, a daughter, a sister. Who am I? And as you bring these into your mind, know that these are roles in life. They don't define you. They're roles that change and evolve. And this summer, I had the valuable lesson of learning that I had to let go of what I thought defined me. A yoga teacher, a mother. As I was healing from surgery, I felt detached. And the sense of loss of not knowing who I was supposed to be was almost overwhelming. So I spent the balance of the summer really trying to open up and see myself in other light. And that's what I'd like us to do this morning. Keep the question of who am I open. You can't even answer it, but don't define it as a role. A role, picture this. You get up in the morning, you kiss the hubby goodbye, you're a wife. You pack the kids in the car, you drop them off at school, you're the parent. You drive to work, you are a career person. You pick up the kids from school, you take them to soccer, you are a coach. How many roles did you play in one day? And then just think about the personality that goes with each one of those roles and how different it is. Good. So just again with the breath, I'm not going to turn this into a workshop on who am I, but I'd like you to keep that as a centering thought through our practice this morning. Who am I? Begin to deepen the breath just a little bit. As you deepen it, maybe lifting the chest, inflating the ribs, inflating the belly. And this time, as you let it go, really let the breath go slow. And if you want to stay on your block, that's fine. If you want to remove props and come flat onto your back, that's fine too. This is your practice again, right? So here, wherever you are, just begin to draw the knees into the chest. And as you draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a nice hug. Notice if you brought tension into the face or the shoulders, can you just let the upper body relax as the thighs press into the ribs? And take a rock from one hip bone to the other. Again, be a little careful if you're up on that block. And then we'll bring both hands to the right shin and hug that right knee in towards the chest and extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. So again, it can be bent initially. The hamstrings might be tight. So just bring it to where you just can feel some energy in the back of the leg. Good. Holding here, tuck in that belly, and then just begin to bend through that left knee. Just drop the foot down, point the toes down, and then re-straighten the leg as you flex through the foot, the toes pointing down towards the face. So again, soft movement with breath, dropping the toes towards the mat, bending the knee, and then straightening the leg, flexing the foot, and gazing up at the toes. And we'll take about 4 or 5 of these. Notice what you notice. Maybe each time the leg might get a little bit straighter as we begin to warm up the back muscles of the leg. And we point and we flex. And on this last one, extend the leg back up to the ceiling, flare through those toes, and then pinch them in like you're making that fist, and flare and pinch in. Wake up the toe joints here. Spread them wide. And then circle through the ankle. And take it the opposite way. Maybe jiggle through that leg if that feels good, all the way down to that hip. And then take that moment to reflex the foot. Good. Moving into the psoas. So remember now, if you're on a block, this is going to be a little more intense than flat on your back. So reflex the foot, the heel towards the ceiling, flare the toes, and as slow as you can, begin to lower that left leg down towards the mat. Now, depending on how tight your inner thigh, your psoas is, maybe you hover that leg off of the mat, pressing through the heel to keep a really active leg. Or if you feel more open, you can drop the heel down to the mat. And once the heel hits, press the heel away from you and begin to feel the engagement again of that left leg. Bring your focus to the right knee. Again, give it a nice squeeze in. And your choice here, you can place both hands on top of the knee and just begin making some circles controlled with the hand through the right hip. So you circle that knee out to the side, down, and back in. Good. If you want to release the hands and just let the leg circle on its own, send it the opposite way, whether you're holding on or just floating that knee. And we'll make our way to a resting tree pose. So if you're flat on your back, just bring the sole of the right foot into the thigh and allow the right knee to fall out. If that's too much on you, grab for your towel or your block and just press it underneath the right thigh just for some support. If you're up on that block, you can get the same thing through a okay. If you can see me, what do we call figure 4? Thank you, figure 4. All right. So what we want to do here is just begin to open through the pelvis and the low belly. Bringing the arms overhead, you can cactus them. You can form the letter T, you can form the letter I. Just beginning to open up through the chest and the pecs. Noticing your breath, everything nice and easy. And if you are on your back taking that resting tree and you want to deepen the pose, pick up that right foot, just set it on top of that left thigh, flex through that right foot, and again, let that knee just drop open. If you want to add on here, we can just bring in some side body movement by picking up the shoulders and the head and taking them over to the right, over towards where that bent knee is. And just, again, either holding on to your wrist or your elbows, just breathe into the side body here. And then come back to center. Center everything up. We'll begin to bend into the left knee so we can plant the left foot by the sit bone. Again, coming into that figure 4 now that I remember the name of it. Use the right hand to gently guide the right knee away from the body. Again, this is a pretty intense stretch. So just go to where you feel a little bit of engagement there through the glute. And notice your breath again. And one more inhale. And on the exhale, release the figure 4, bring both knees back into the chest. Again, a rock side to side, a nice massage to the low back. Soften again through the face and the shoulders. And this time we'll hug in the left knee as we extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Again, your very first stretch into the back of that leg. So we take it easy, lead with the heel, let the toes point down towards the face. Any bend in that leg is fine. Hugging in the left knee, let's just begin to bend into the right, let the foot fall towards the mat, pointing the toe. Flexing that foot, straighten the leg up towards the ceiling, flare the toes, and then rebend and just take it as soft and smooth as you can, flexing as you straighten, pointing as you drop the toes down towards the mat. We'll take about 2 more. Soften again, shoulders, don't let them ride up. And I say that more for myself as I catch myself bringing in some tension into the upper body. Good. Last time, we'll all end with that leg extended up. Flare the toes, and then bring them into like a fist and flare. Movement through the toe joints, the top of the foot. Circle through the ankle. Remembering to take it towards the other side. And maybe again, just that jiggle, little jiggle vibration from the foot all the way down to the hip. Letting those muscles kind of relax. And then flex that foot again, flare those toes, and as slow as you can, let's lower that right leg down towards the mat. Again, you'll govern where that foot lands by the tightness you might feel in the psoas, that inner thigh muscle. So go to either let that leg hover or rest the heel. If the heel comes to the mat, press it away from you so that you've got this nice defined leg here. Hug the left knee in. Again, hands can rest at the top of the knee. You can use the hands to move the knee into a circle, widening that circle, working right into the left hip joint now. Or you can release the hands and just do the free form with the knee, Nice, wide, slow circles. Taking it the opposite way. And eventually coming to rest in tree pose on our back. So the foot inside the thigh, or again, if you're on the block, you can bring that left foot on top of the right thigh and just let the knee just fall out. Take the arms overhead. Again, maybe a different position than we did on the other side. So if you were in a T position or an I position, switch it out. Again, let the upper body open. The arms, the soft tissues, the pecs. Notice if you're clenching in the glutes, if you're trying to hold that left leg up, that's not what we want. Put a block or your towel underneath that thigh so that you can just let that leg just totally relax here. Again, opening up through the pelvis and the low belly, also the inner thigh. We'll take the side stretch if you did so on the other side. So whether you're holding on to wrists or your hands, take a moment, pick up your shoulders and your head, take them over to the left. Relax yourself back down. You're moving towards that bent knee. And again, opening up the right side of the body. So really take a nice breath into the right ribs. Let it go nice and slow. And then we'll move back to that neutral position. Take a bend into the right knee. Very nice. Again, the left foot is flexed, so all the muscles in that left calf around the knee are all engaged. Take the left hand gently inside the left inner thigh, very gently. Move the thigh away from the torso. Feel the opening here through the outer hip. Let the breath relax the body. Nice. All right. Releasing that nice and easy. Bring first both feet to the ground. If you're on a block, press into your feet, lift those hips up and remove the block and come back down onto the back body. Draw the knees into the chest again. One more final hug. Rock side to side. Release the hands from the top of the knees now. Take them out to a T. The arms out to a T, out to the side, straight out from the shoulder. Your knees are still in at the chest. Take a breath in, gather the belly in, and drop the knees over to the right. So you're stacking through the hips. The knees don't have to hit the mat. You can support them with a block or your towel. Maybe your right hand rests on the outside of the left thigh. Maybe your gaze heads over towards that left hand. Again, the key here is open the side body with a nice gentle twist to the spine. Take in a full breath. Let it go. With the hands on the thigh, release that arm back to the T position. Gather in your ab muscles, draw the knees back to center. Pause for a moment. And then we'll just drop those knees over to the opposite side. Nice. Again, support where you need the support. See if you can stack through the hips here so we get that nice, gentle twist to the back. Gaze can be over the right hand. Left hand can rest on the outer right thigh, just to help support the twist without any pulling. Draw in a breath through the nose. Release it out of the nose and let the body rest. Last breath here. Release the hand if it's on the outside of the thigh. Gather in again the ab, your core, draw those knees back up to center. One more squeeze, one more rock. And depending on your spine this morning, you can bring your hands behind and do a front to back roll. I'm not there yet, so I'm just going to roll over to one side and make my way to a seat. Good job, Marcia. All right, take your time. I am supporting myself sitting up on my rolled towel. Again, a block or a bolster. The beauty of elevating the seat is that your legs can relax just a little bit more towards the mat. So as you make your way there, good job. Sitting up nice and tall. Remember, we always talk about that imaginary wall behind us. So we pick up our shoulder tips, draw them to the ears, and then roll them. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades onto the back body, lifting up through the chest and finding some space here along the collarbone. The hands rest lightly on your thighs. Close down the eyes for a minute. Take in a full deep breath. One of the beauties of trying to discover who you are is that you're a different person at all times of the day. And not to be judgmental, at some point I am very impatient, at some point I'm very judgmental, at some point I'm very joyful. But those are true feelings of the self. It's not a role. So just be open to that through this practice and through your day. What comes up for you that makes you that true self, right? Where is your true self? And in yoga, we call that ATMAN, ATMAN, my true soul, my true self. So that's where we are today. Hands onto the shins. Let's take a couple cat-cows here. So again, nice straight spine. We're going to hold on to those shins and we're going to use those hands to help draw the chest forward between the biceps. Maybe the gaze goes up slightly. And as you exhale all the air out, begin to curl. Take that chin in towards the chest, round yourself down so you feel the spine from the tailbone through the cervical spine begin to round. And then with your breath here, take it. Inhale, arch, lift, open. Exhale, tuck it in, round it out. Notice how the spine feels this morning. Some of us, particularly in the West, are just getting up. Some of us in the East have been up, seems like all day. So just feel in to wake up the spine. And then bringing it back to center. Interlace your hands. Again, as you interlace, squeeze those fingers where they join together. Thumb and pinky finger away from each other. Rest the palms on your lap. Again, readjust your posture. Send the shoulder tips back. The head resting on that back of the imaginary wall. And take the inhale and lift the palms to chest level. Again, spread those fingers wide. Good. Where's your breath? Exhale, curl. Press the palms away from you as you round chin to chest. Ready for the big inhale. Inhale straightens the spine, arms to the ceiling, palms to the ceiling. And exhale, slowly lower the arms down, back behind you. Interlace. Notice which thumb is on top. As you interlace and make the fist, send the fist down towards the mat first, then push the fists away from the back body so that you open up through the chest again in the front of the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, relax it, let it go. One more time. Hands to the lap, interlace. Soften the shoulders. Draw the palms, chest level, big breath in. Exhale that breath out as you press the palms away, curl and round. Inhale, palms lift towards the ceiling. Maybe your gaze, if that helps, into your neck. And then release slowly. Hands come back behind you. Other thumb on top. So shift the position of the hands. Fist down towards the mat first, then away from you. Take a breath in here and let it go. Relax once again. Hands resting on the thighs. Close down the eyes. Take a moment, draw those shoulders up to the ears, roll them down the back. Just take a couple shoulder rolls here, noticing any little clicks. Take it the other way. Lots of clicks here. And then pausing again in center, inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Find that prayer. Take that prayer behind your head, behind your back, thumbs resting at the back of the neck or behind the heart. Lift the elbows up high, arch your spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to round forward, release the prayer. Hands come down to the mat, walk them out in front of you. As far as you can. Now see, once those arms are extended straight, palms flat on the mat, press into those palms and press those hands like you could press them away from you. And notice how that brings the seat back down towards the mat. And you begin to feel the length from that low back up the spine. Again, try not to hold your head. Let it be heavy. Notice your breath. Keep the sit bones back, finding the length. This is all about length here. One more breath. Walk the hands over towards the right. So here you've got a couple options. You can bring the right forearm down onto the mat and just keep extending the left fingertips off to the diagonal. Again, keeping the sit bones down onto your mat. You can take it a little bit deeper if you want to by taking those right fingertips right outside the right hip. Press into your mat with the fingertips. Use that pressure to help rotate yourself open to the right. Again, use the breath to soften now into the pose. Opening up that left side. 2 more breaths. Preparing to come back to center, taking a full deep breath and then walk the hands back to the middle. Again, lower the chest down. Press the palms into the mat so that the hips go back and just relax into the stretch. One more full inhale here. Draw that belly in. And on the exhale, begin to walk the hands to the left so the chest is coming over closer to that left thigh. Again, you can just drop that left forearm down to the mat and stretch through the right fingers. If you took that deeper option of taking the left fingertips, placing them on the mat right outside the left hip or the left thigh, pressing into those fingertips, let that help you rotate just a little bit more, a deeper stretch into the side body. Not necessary. 3 breaths. Coming out nice and easy. Again, walking ourselves to the center of the mat. One last long stretch there. Beautiful. Walk the hands back towards the body. Roll over onto all fours. Let's rinse it all out with a couple cat-cows. You can pad up the knees if you need to. Again, stacking through your joints, spreading your fingers. Find your foundation here. Scoop the belly in, and on your own, move one breath, one movement. And we'll close out this practice with child's pose. So bringing the knees together, allow the feet to be flat. Send the hips back towards the heels. Again, if this isn't comfortable for you, as we said on Tuesday, put a towel or a bolster between the knees to give you some more space, or tuck the toes under, bringing some of the weight out of the knees. Otherwise, come onto your back and take knees to chest, which is also a modified child's pose. So wherever you are, bring yourself down, support the head, either on the mat, block, or a towel. Arms beside the body so that you are in a position that you can allow the shoulders to just droop, the shoulder heads toward the mat. The back of the hands rest heavy on the mat. Your fingers lightly curl in. Close down your eyes. Feel the breath as it moves from your ribs to your thighs. Take a moment to deepen the breath so that you notice it in the back body, the spreading of the shoulder blades, the spreading of the back ribs, the inhalation into the back of the lungs. And then again, exhale. Let everything come to the mat. At the end of the summer, I probably still can't give you an answer as to who I am, but I know who I'm not. And that's what's important to me, because there is a sense of freedom, a sense of joy, in not having yourself defined by a role, but living your true self, finding ATMAN, your soul. Namaste, my friends. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana or stillness a little longer, just turn off your device. We'll see you on Tuesday, same time, same channel, till I figure out how to fix it. And any questions, send me a text. Any suggestions, send me a text. Love seeing you.